I guess we win, kinda, sorta. Not really. What's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. What's going on is that, no one knows what's going on, is what's going on. Victim was stabbed in 2 places at the same time. In different rooms. Minutes apart by car. So, how is it possible? That's a good question we're going to have to learn the hard way. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! Scientifically speaking, of course. We don't think we should worry about the police department's murder. There wasn't even a body found there, who cares? Sorry, we're gonna have to do that, Emma. Was it empty? Erasing evidence of the crime scene, never. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. I think it's funny that she can just basically read his thoughts. That's pretty funny. I'll give the rest credit. That's pretty funny. Yeah, this is Phoenix Wright from Fortnite, the got his own video game. Or the jump well washed all away. Tell me about luminol, Emma. Tell me about luminol. And yes, luminol. This is a very well-known trope in CSI. I think this is actually a thing that is true to life. Blood is sticky stuff. You can't just wash it away all with water. That's correct. You need a specialized cleaner for blood. They're a specialized cleaner. She'll explain in a second, but in case you're not aware, luminol is a substance where if you spray a surface that has made contact with blood with luminol, it will glow under a blue light. So that is how you can tell blood was there at one point. Because the residue of the blood still remains on it, even though you've washed the visible blood stain away, it's still there. You can clean it. It just requires a very specialized cleaning to do. The luminol also lights up other bodily fluids as well, not just blood, but that's a little PG-13. Yeah, you need a specialized, there are specialized services for cleaning off bloodstains. Don't trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. I'm a minor, I can't even drink yet. Test for a blood reaction, just spray luminol on it. Enter to spray on it? Okay, let's find out some bloodstains. Technically, you wouldn't use special glasses, you'd use a blue light, but it's a similar concept. Yeah, this case was made with 3DS in mind, so originally you would use 3DS controls. Except since I don't have a 3DS I'm using right now, they just let us use a controller. This is a blood stain. It's just this is my first time seeing real blood. Yeah. Also, just as an FYI, never do luminol testing in a hotel room that you're staying in. You'll never want to be in there. You'll never want to be in there ever again. Just don't do it. Just live in blissful ignorance. Scientifically speaking, of course. Yeah, if this was a stabbing, there would be... Wait. Be a little more blood? Yeah, there'd be a lot more blood. The victim's shoe. There'd have be more blood than this. Yeah, that makes sense. There'd be way more blood. Scientifically speaking, you are very handy. Oh yeah, not just blood be everywhere in a hotel room. Just trust me, you don't want to know. You just want to live in ignorance. Your allowance to buy that. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. So we gotta find the hidden evidence. I mean, we've been doing that, Emma. I wonder how that fluid of yours will react to a nice deli box. You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. The day-old deli box is on the house. Let's really get my mouth watering. Alright. It is... You don't see the jelly donut on her head? That's a jelly donut. Have you not watched Pokemon? It's a jelly donut. And definitely not a rice ball. Yeah, let's talk to her about how bad she fucked up last time we streamed. No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. Security room right there, but I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. Yeah. You know, that donut probably does taste good, not gonna lie. Afraid I wouldn't sound convincing enough. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. She saw her do a stabbing. That is true. We do have the stabbing still. That's still something we have to do. Have to worry about. And that's something important to tell us, but what? You were a detective. 2 years ago, you were a detective. They coughed it up. They confessed. They babbed like babies. You know? That may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. Yes, this is a DLC case for the first game. Canonically, Maya is off training, so for this case, our assistant is the sister of the victim, or of the sister of the accused. And where Maya is kind of like psychic and magic. This girl was very much science-based. But yeah, she is our partner for this case. Yeah, I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspects. Before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Food poisoning from your lunches. Oh my god! Mia is a spirit medium. She can channel ghosts into her body to possess her and like talk. That's kind of her specialty. But Emma here is the sister of our client Lana Sky, and she is a up-and-coming forensic detective who's still in middle school. Good question. The writing in this game, if you've not seen it before, is solid. Like, this game has phenomenally good writing. The writing localization team have been, like, in all of the games in this series, and there's many of them, all of them top-notch. 100%. SL9. I wonder if she knows something about SL9. The SL9 incidents. Tell me about it. Tell me about this SL9 incident. And was the head detective on the case? Yeah, like, this game is hard carried by, like, any visual novel like this is carried by its writing. And a murder mystery visual novel even more so, and Shu Takumi and his team did a great job. If you have not played these games before, I very much recommend them. They're on Steam right now. They're on basically every major console, like PS5, Xbox One S. No, I don't know what the latest Xbox is. I kind of stopped following their machines and they gave them really bad, dumb names. This is on Switch. I've played this on Switch before. It works great on Switch. Like, I do recommend them if you have not played them yet. The knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for a transferal the very day the Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over? Not yet. Okay. Tell us about this SL9 incident. Or not. Oh no. I didn't mean to repeat the dialogue. I guess she won't be telling us about SL9. After all. In the parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. He's the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. You know what? It should be impossible, but the records show that our victim was murdered at the same time in 2 separate locations. So I have to figure out how that is possible. At the end of the last trial, we had concluded that the evidence suggests that our victim, Bruce Goodman, was murdered at roughly 5:15 p.m., both in the parking garage of the prosecution's office and in the evidence room at the police department at the same time. That is the wrinkle that was added to our little mystery in the last trial. And this investigation section will help us piece together how is that fucking possible. Oh yes, these are basically detective games, except instead of interrogating people at the crime scene, you interrogate them on the stand as the attorney representing the client. So like they will make a statement and you have to pick it apart. I think you just missed the trial. You came in as it was ending. So that is kind of how you interrogate. You don't really question them at the scene, you question them at trial. And we have 3 days of trial before we have to figure out who the murderer is or our client is guilty. Alright, this is just about tea leaves. And she won't talk about DL9, so let's see if we can examine anything here before we move on to a different area. Yes, this takes place in a hybrid of the American and Japanese legal systems. And if in case you are not aware, in Japan, the prosecution's office has a 99.9% success rate when convicting criminals. If a prosecutor takes a case to trial, there is almost a 100% chance they will win that case. So in part, because Shutakumi is a Japanese national, and he's familiar with the Japanese legal system, that's what he bases his writing off of, primarily, with some Americanism sprinkled in. This is, by the way, a real fact. You can look it up. It's dark. You would have to ask someone more versed in Japanese legal system that question, but my understanding in the broad strokes is it's a combination of prosecutors having a lot more power there than in the US, and laws being a little more strict than in the US. But by and large, prosecutors in Japan have a much higher degree of power over the accused than they do here in the US, which is saying something. Also, they don't have a jury system. The judge is the one who decides. There is no jury in the Japanese legal system. The jury does not exist as a concept. Which probably is also another reason that is the case. What car is it? I think it was called a sedan or a coupe or something. It's not unless you read a lot of Japanese-related media, you're probably not familiar with that fact, so don't worry about it too much if you don't know it. That's perfectly normal. Like, I didn't know that until, like, I played this game in Persona 5, so I wouldn't be concerned about that. Besides, it's a whole different country's legal system. It's not your job to know that. It's not your job to know the legal system of another country that's not your own. Let's see what else we can present her. A picture from that guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. It's a crime. I rushed toward the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. If I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Hold my testimony as it were. I don't think that's a chalk line. I think that's a rope. It's like a rope outline. I don't think that's actually chalk. But I can see why you think that. It is kind of goofy, I'm not gonna lie. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. So this really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Police and the prosecution were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. The criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. Oh, oops. Piece of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. Fabricated evidence! The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. Fuck the government, yeah, agreed. Fuck the cops, specifically. I don't mind government. I do hate cops. Another person you know well. Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Security detail officer. Oh man, he got demoted because of that incident too, huh? Jake was strictly determined, and then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. A hidden side to SL9. Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this cursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. All detectives in SLM despair we find new evidence. So, rookie, it seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch. This was a witness that we had put on the stand last time we streamed this. And basically shred her story apart. So she's spilling the beans because at this point she has no reason to keep any of this secret. She's gone through the ringer at this point. There's no reason to keep quiet about anything. She's basically talking because she has no reason not to. So Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? What happened to him? A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. Aw, poor Emma. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this one. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. Alright. Let's see if we can go somewhere else. This is the 23rd, and if this is the... Wait, so this was 21, so... I mean, she's the lunch lady, so it's probably her, like, her advertising. Like, the rice balls is just her advertising. Because she's a lunch lady. She sells lunch boxes. Detectives are running around so fast, they're blurring. Evidence room, the scene of the crime. We got a pamphlet? I forgot we got a pamphlet from the last time. Real crimes. Let's go take a look. You might not be as bad as you think you are. This game does a pretty good job of leading you to the conclusions you need to make without feeling like it's forcing them on you. It gives you the tools you need to figure them out. Like, you'll probably be fine if you get a shot. And these games go on sale constantly on Steam. The guard station. Oh, that poncho means this is probably Marshall's. Well, this trilogy has the first 3 games in it. There's also the Apollo Justice trilogy coming out soon, which will have the next 3. Then there's the Great Ace Attorney duology, which its own thing. That's 2, so that's a total of 8. Plus the Edgeworth game, so there's 9. 9 that are being localized into the US. This is very Western, is what you mean to say, Phoenix. There are 9 games spread amongst 3 different collections. Well, 3 plus the 1 Edgeworth game, it's just kind of on its own. It is arguable that Shu Takumi and his team have written, or like the modern day versions of like Holmes and Agatha Christie. Or Doyle and Agatha Christie, because they've written a lot. They've written a ton of murder mystery cases in the time they've been developing these games. Because each one of these is effectively a murder mystery. It could be argued that he is like the modern day Sherlock or Conan Doyle, in just how much he's written for the genre. Like, if memory serves, there are a total of about 50 different cases amongst all of the games, and he's written 30 of them by himself. Or I guess with help of his team. So like, he has writing credits on 30 of the cases in the 30 different murder mystery cases that he, like, just under his name. That's a lot of murder mystery cases he's written. It's those cacti that are prickly. This cigar station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. That's Goodman's hat. Oh, Phoenix is just being Phoenix. He's a weirdo. Cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction, just like her. Oof. That's a little poetic. That's a little grimly poetic. We're adding in a physical similarity. Of course, Phoenix. Why do you think that? Dummy. Skirt uniform hanging in there. Looks more like a costume than uniform, honestly. Yeah, it looks like a fucking Wild West jacket. It's a poncho. It's a poncho. It's a stepladder. 0 feet from the evidence room here. Alright. Don't see anything else in here. Well, we could probably use the key card if we wanted to. Okay, let's try somewhere else. Please. 1 steak lunch, please. Oh, hey, it's Gumshoe! Did they cut his salary again? We're gonna use a steak lunch from Lunchland. Heard the sound of his heart breathing. He is very detective. He's very cop. Heard about a stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? We discovered it, actually. Fun fact. Just arrest him, in fact. And the biggest scandal hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. Listen, pal, all I know is I need a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here is talking isn't gonna fill my belly. When no more, head down to the detention center, pal. Well, I guess we can go to the detention center at this point. We'll find out who was arrested for the murder. They caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? But where and which one? We fall down the road right now. Confusing. When? I was prepared again, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh no, not you!